I swear, every time I try and update any kind of device whatsoever, it just breaks. I swear it hates me. Hi, friends, and welcome back to Subnautica. I hope that everything else looks normal. Whenever I update OBS, it just like decides to break one random thing in the middle of when I start a stream for the first time. I'm convinced that's what it's doing. I'm convinced that it hates me. I'm doing pretty well. How are you? But yeah, today we're continuing our randomized adventure, and for those of you who are joining us for the first time on this particular randomizer seed, we are attempting to get a prawn suit. And in order to get the prawn suit in this particular seed, if I go up to my mobile vehicle bay right here, we need a ton of advanced wiring kits, excuse me. And those in turn require a lot of vein nettle seeds, which here, let me find it in here. Yeah, there we go. Vein nettle seeds for this. And of course, that requires the survival knife, which we have not as of yet been able to get because it just requires a lot of grinding. I finally got the spinefish the last time we were here. Oh, excuse me. I finally got the spinefish the last time we were here. I still haven't gotten a sea glide. So we're just working on it, you know? We're moving along. I just got to get a ton of lithium and a ton of lead. I need 15 lithium to make the survival knife. So we love that for us. But yeah, that's the game plan for today, is hopefully getting ourselves a prawn suit, and then from there we can pretty much just bum rush a lot of the main story, actually. Because default depth on the prawn suit is, I want to say it's 900 meters. And at least that'll get us into a substantial amount of wrecks. And the wrecks will hopefully get us more blueprints, like depth upgrades. We still need the vehicle upgrade bay. We are missing that at this point in time. Prop cannon. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, wasn't this full of modification station fragments? Yep. I remember that. But yeah, so we're just working on it. We just gotta keep chugging along, trying to break open a ton of sandstone. And we're just doing the things. We're just doing the things. That's what's happening. Yeah, happy Friday. I'm hoping for a chill weekend. I got a lot of stuff to do. I've been working quite a lot behind the scenes on, I'm trying to get a paper published right now. And that has been taking a lot of my brain power, because obviously getting a scientific paper out requires a lot of editing, a lot of writing, a lot of statistics, you know, more heavy mental load than making a silly YouTube video. So I've been working mostly on that recently, which is part of the reason I'm so behind on the YouTube content. But we're getting there. We're making progress. It's important to me to do science. I gotta remember that I have this for a reason. We love the air bladder. Can I ask what the paper is? Yeah, it's a chapter from my master's thesis that I'm revising and adding additional data to and that kind of stuff. It's a chapter from my master's thesis on oyster farming, which is what I did a lot of my research in. My specialty is in bivalves. Actually, it's in marine invertebrates is what I would say that my wider specialty is. And recently that's taken more of a form of oyster farming and oyster restoration and that kind of stuff. So I know a lot about oysters, they're pretty cool organisms, actually. I don't personally eat oysters, although that is a lot of what my research is focused around. I personally think eating oysters is gross. Mostly because the texture of them is abhorrent, if you ask me. But they're a huge industry, and they're a great source of protein. And it's a lot more sustainable than many other kinds of farming protein. So I'm all for it. I just really don't like them. But yeah, it's on oyster farming and that kind of stuff. I've just got to... Again, I'm adding additional data that I collected after I wrote my thesis and that kind of stuff. So we're just working away on it. Slowly making progress. Because that is the way of academia. It's just chipping away at things. Yeah. It's fine. Again, I need a lot of lead, which is what I'm focusing on here first, because I need... Let's see, we need 3, so we need 9 lead. That's enough copper for 1 piece of glass. Because again, This recipe turned out to be very expensive, kind of unexpectedly. Why are they interesting? Never tried an oyster. I don't want to when I look at it. That's very valid. Again, I think oysters are gross. Again, it's a really sustainable source of protein, and they're a hugely important ecosystem engineer. Oyster reefs are pretty much essential to a vast majority of coastal ecosystems in some way, shape, or form. And they are a massive carbon sink. So they're one of the most sustainable crops that you could grow. And they have a relatively low footprint overall, which makes them pretty desirable. A lot of my research was in husbandry decisions and like the decisions that a farmer makes and how that affects the output and the water quality around their farm and that kind of stuff, which is very much in the ecology, like applied ecology subgenre of research. But I really liked it. So a lot of my research in particular focused on water quality metrics that were altered by oyster farming, like dissolved oxygen content, salinity, although we didn't expect salinity to change. We just measured it because, that kind of stuff. Dissolved organic, like dissolved inorganic carbon, all that kind of fun stuff. Just a lot of metrics to keep a track of. I had 17 songs running for 8 months continuously that collected data every 15 minutes. And that's the data that I'm adding to this paper that I'm trying to publish right now. All right, I'm still working on writing it, so it's not out for publication yet, but we're trying to get there. Again, this is the scientific process. Whee! All the way up and down. I still don't have a flashlight either, so we are very much making this up in the dark. That's fine. We're here for a good time. And potentially a long time, depending on how this goes. So we need lead, we need a lot of lithium. Actually, Mushroom Forest is a pretty okay place to find lithium. And yes, that's going to keep happening because I still don't have access to a breather. Because the high-capacity O2 tank requires like 4 purple tablets. And trust me when I say that, it's expensive to craft. So, yeah. Whee! Any sandstone, any shale would be great, but it's dark and I can't see anything. That was salt. I thought it was something else. It was not. Do we think I can make it straight up from here? I can. Excellent. It is very dark, it turns out. We struggle with an invasive oyster species in DK. People were talking about a few years. Yeah. Any species can be invasive when introduced into an ecosystem that it doesn't belong in. Like, obviously, in the US here, we have lionfish, which are invasive in our Caribbean, but are totally fine and a controlled species in the Indo-Pacific, which is where they're actually from. Any species has the capability of being invasive in the right conditions. It's just that it really depends on... Oop, that's a warper. Like where they are, if they were introduced, how they were introduced. There's a lot of stuff that goes into invasive species and that kind of stuff. But in general, invasive species bad. That was salt again. There goes the warper, I think. Okay, at least we can sit on this. You can grow an oyster, indeed. You can grow oysters from what is called seed, which is just really tiny baby oysters. But oysters reproduce just like any other animal. And they do like big cycles of reproduction. So you can harvest a lot of the little tiny, again, they're called seed oysters. And then you grow them out to market size, which is 77 millimeters. And then you have an oyster. Oh, Ted's around here somewhere. Oh, I'm right underneath my life pod. Nice. That definitely means Ted's around here somewhere. Okay, but it's starting to turn daytime again, so we can actually see things and hopefully get our hands on some lead and maybe some lithium. Again, this is a pretty okay place to find lithium, which is why I'm here. But yeah, it works. And how many sons? How do you deal with so much data? Very carefully. I had, again, 17 sons in total that I was using to do my research. which was a lot. I was running the most of anyone in my lab, and that's mostly due to the way that I was collecting data and what I needed my data for, because I was working with very high resolution, high scale data. And it turned out to be absolutely necessary, but because it shows a lot of the variation in tidal, water quality, because obviously when the tide goes in, you've got all of that influx of new seawater and it creates different pockets of nutrient-dense water and that kind of stuff. And when the tide goes out, the water becomes a more stressful environment. And I was kind of looking at the extremes. Can you not? I'm just going to ascend rapidly and we're just going to dump some extra stuff in our life pod because our life pod is here. And I don't really need everything that I'm picking up. So I'm busy talking about marine science. You can have the salt and the gold and the silver. I'll come back for this stuff later, but I don't need it right now. I'm just going to try and keep the inventory for stuff that I do need, which is mostly lithium, which I have none of. So, where's Ted? Ted's usually around here somewhere. But yeah, oysters are a fairly interesting little critter. Although they are very sharp. Oh, there's Ted. You see his silhouette? I found him. Okay, so lithium, lead. Lithium and lead are really the things we want. We can get like the salt and everything else a lot more easily, more close to home. It really is the lithium that I really want to get like mass quantities of while we're over here. Ted is the Reaper, right? Yes. Ted is the Reaper Leviathan. That's what I like to call him. I have a tendency of whenever I see a creature in a video game, I just give it a name. And that is its name forever and always. So Ted is named Ted. That's just how it works. The Ghost Leviathan is named Phil. I love them equally. But yeah, Ted is somewhere over there. Can't really see him right now, but I know he's there. Oh, Bulb Zone. Don't really need anything from Bulb Zone. Lithium is easier to get in Mushroom Forest, which is really what, again, I'm looking for lithium. Lead is very nice because we do need a lot of lead. We don't need silver. Although if we got a time capsule and it had a thermal blade in it, that would solve a lot of my issues, just saying. Let me go sit on this bubble coral for a hot second when we think about our actions. We got this. Okay. A French Minecraft player that I watched when I was young named the pig in Minecraft Ted. Nice. That is just a great neutral name, I feel like. Yeah, I need 15 lithium, which is just, that's an absurd amount of lithium that I need. I'm too lazy to go back up to the surface again, which is why I'm just going to sit here and wait for my oxygen to replenish. Oh, I keep forgetting that I have additional O2 tanks that I can swap out to. I need to remember that. Oh, there's Ted. Look at him go. Look at him go. Yeah, again, without any sea glide, any sea moth, we're doing this in order to get the prawn suit because we don't have access to any other vehicle. So we're just really trying to get a vehicle of some fashion that we can then use to go exploring even further. And as of yet, that has proved to be not the most fruitful endeavor of all time, but we're working on it. We're getting there. Lead is good. Something you would normally never say. Why is everything a prop cannon? I swear it really wants me to be able to build the propulsion cannon of all things, and I do not need the propulsion cannon. The propulsion cannon is not useful to me. Again, lead is great, though. I will take the lead. Silver is less great. Okay. Diamond. We're getting a lot of resources that I don't need. Which is not desirable, because there's a lot of resources that I do need that I would rather have. Is that going to mean, yep, prop cannon? Because of course it is. Because everything is prop cannon. Okay, well, we at least have enough resources, I think, to make one glass. So that's something. How's my inventory doing? My inventory is completely full. All right. So it's time to go this way. All the way back home. And it takes forever to swim because, again, no vehicle. I have Subnautica, and the deepest I got to was the Mushroom Cave. That's only because I knew in advance for the crab snake. Yes, that is their name. And it's not that dark there. It is not dark in the crab snake cave. The jelly shrimp cave is one of my favorite ecosystems in this game, just because it's very visually iconic. I think it's a very interesting alien ecosystem, and I really like it for that. Okay, we're gonna make a single glass out of the 3 that we need, because, you know, making a single knife can't be easy, right? We just gotta try and get our hands on... Like, again, if any of the 5 time capsules that I've opened in this world so far had a thermal blade, we wouldn't be in this scenario. But we are. Which is... It feels unlikely that we would open that many time capsules and not get one knife. Because the knife, and I would know because I've opened over 500 time capsules, is the most ubiquitous tool that's passed along in time capsules. But alas, we did not get one. So instead we have to go get tons of lithium. At least we got lead for another one, so I only need 3 more lead. Which means that it's doable. Again, it's just going to be grindy to try and get our hands on a knife. But as soon as we get the knife, we're basically good to go on getting the prawn suit. And obviously having the prawn suit will make everything else just a lot easier. Because then we can go up and down substantially more easily. You don't have to have our inventory full of oxygen tanks all the time. It'll be nice. But first step is getting that survival knife, and that is taken forever. So when I got around the island with the cannon, stayed near the surface in my Seamouth because it was too dark for me, so I didn't go deeper. I mean, the gun island is relatively safe if you don't get too close to Ted. Ted does like to say hi, though. Okay, we're not organizing any storage. It's just all going in the bins. And back on the hunt we go for more resources. Yay. Again, maybe if we get lucky, we find a time capsule and it just has a knife in it, you know? And if it has a knife, then I don't have to do all of this resource grinding just to get said knife. And then we can just get a prawn suit and we can start making actual progress again. How nice would that be? Excuse me as I itch my eye. I hate it when, like, the inside of your eye gets itchy. It's like the most inconvenient place, because you can't really scratch it without causing other problems. All right. Fingers crossed for lead. That was gold. Close but wrong. There we go. That one was lead. My eye is itchy, and I don't like it. Why? All right, there we go. And the first time I've played, it took me a whole 5 minutes to finally go out at night. It'll do that. Point is, I'm a very thalassophobic. I am not. I mean, it would be bad for me in my line of work if I was afraid of the ocean. So I suppose it's a very good thing that I'm not. I actively love the ocean. It is my favorite thing in the whole world. Every time I see just like a hint of something in the grass, I'm convinced it's going to be a time capsule. I'm holding out for one. How nice would it be to get like a nice and apparent time capsule that just has everything I need in it? It'd be so great. Actually, nighttime is a great time to find time capsules because they glow blue and you can actually see them really easily. But I don't think we're going to be so lucky today. It's going to be prop cannon, isn't it? Or it's just nothing. Okay, that also works. That also works. I agree. These days I keep getting dust in my eyes. It's so annoying. Yeah, I know. I hate getting anything in your eye because, again, it's such an inconvenient place to get things. We already scanned nuclear reactor, which was what was around the Aurora, because we have dealt with the nuclear, or the reactor core in the Aurora, so we don't have radiation, although I am still wearing the radiation suit because I haven't made a different suit yet. Come on. There you go. So yeah, we just continue our hunt for lithium. and maybe a time capsule. I'm gonna keep holding out for a time capsule because, like, what if we just get it? What if we just get it and we get lucky, and then I don't have to make a knife, and then I just have all of these extra resources to make other fun things, you know? That'd be great. The chances of that happening are so incredibly slim, but it would be fun. So, you know, I don't see any shale on the walls, which shale's what we need to get lithium out of. But also paying attention to the ground for also lithium. Because in this biome, lithium can just kind of spawn, like this egg, this bone shark egg, just kind of on the ground. So if we get any, it would be very nice. Very nice indeed. That's headed out to Bulb Zone, but I see more rock outcroppings over here. So we're going to head over this way and hope that we get lucky. Please give me lead. That was silver. And that's lithium. Okay, so that's one of the things that we need. Close. Gold. Not one of the things we need. Diamond. Also not one of the things we need. Okay, I see how it is. We're just not getting super lucky with our drops here. I think the ocean is very beautiful, and I'm not so scared that I can't go swim in it, but I can barely go explore with mask and scuba and a tube, I snorkel, I assume. Even less with oxygen mask because I'm afraid that something will touch me or something. Most sea life is way more afraid of you than you are of it. A lot of sea life is actually very, very timid. Which is why one of my biggest pieces of advice for people who want to go snorkeling and see things is to actually just sit still for a while. Because you're a lot more likely to see things if they're not trying to dart away from you thinking that you're some big predator. And therefore, you know, you have better chances of actually seeing something if you just wait for a second. Oh, there's just gold here, just rolling down the hill that I must have dropped at some point. You love it. You love to see it. But yeah. But except from that, I think the ocean is the top 3 things. Oh, hey, Ted. Yeah, again, I adore the ocean. I think the ocean is really, really freaking cool. Because there's just so much. Every marine ecosystem is so incredibly diverse and different from every other marine ecosystem. And it's just, there's so much. There's way more than you could ever learn in a lifetime. And I think that is inherently just really cool. Okay, so now all I really need... Rude. That hurt. Now all I really need is lithium. Assuming I don't die of a horrid grim fate, you know? Is that... Nope, it's an egg. I'm gonna keep investigating any little scrap of blue that I see and hope that it's a time capsule. Just in case. You never know. I love the air bladder, though. Air bladder is the most useful thing. Okay, and then back down again. There's gonna be lithium in one of these areas. I just need lithium. But again, nighttime is good for searching for time capsules. So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Maybe we get lucky. Maybe we don't. Very likely we don't. But, you know, hope springs eternal and all that. If I remember right at school, I learned that we only know like 5% of all the life forms in the ocean. That's a very, very rough estimate, and it's really hard to say how much of anything we really know, because you're guessing at an unknown. So there's not really a clear answer on how much we know versus how much we don't. And a lot of those species that we don't know of are microscopic in nature. And I'm not saying that we know every kind of macrofauna that exists. We most certainly do not. But I think it's a lot... I think that's a bit of a misnomer. I think that's a bit misleading. That most of the life forms that we don't know are tiny. You know? They're not, like... It's very rare that we discover something new that's big, like a Greenland shark or something like that. It's very, very rare that that happens. Not impossible, again. Just not super common anymore. Okay, lithium. Any kind of lithium, please. Are we really gonna get nothing? I feel like we have gotten more of everything else that isn't lithium this time around, which is not desirable. And we're back to approaching where our time capsule was. Whee! Maybe I need to go to the other kelp forest. Let me pull up the map again. Or the other mushroom forest, excuse me. Because, yeah, we're in the mushroom forest kind of close to the crash zone right now. Maybe if we go to the other mushroom forest, we'll have more luck finding lithium on, like, a greater scale. I don't know. I'm just making it up. We could also try... I don't know if I can get into this wreck yet. If this is a wreck or if I'm just hallucinating, which is also very possible. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. There has to be some... Is that a time capsule? You see the blue? You see the glowy, glowy blue? Time capsule, time capsule, time capsule. Time capsule! Please give me a knife. Please give me a knife. It's just full of magnetite. Okay. It's just full of magnetite. I don't need magnetite. I can craft that out of scrap metal in this randomizer. Oh, that's possibly the most useless time capsule that we could have gotten. What a shame. Because in this particular randomizer seed, scrap metal, you know, like how you would normally craft titanium, crafts magnetite. So that is literally useless to me, is magnetite. It had the opportunity to be great. I'll read the message later, though, because I insist on reading all time capsule messages. But darn, we were so close to greatness. Seriously, any kind of knife would be a huge blessing here. I do not want to keep going up and down trying to find lithium. We can at least try this wreck, maybe? Maybe we get lucky. I know what we are supposed to be doing, and I know that I need the lithium, so maybe this wreck isn't a good shout. Hello, Amp Eel. Hello, Amp Eel. An Amp Eel egg. Inventory full. Maybe I can't even pick up anything else, because that frickin' magnetite. Again, would normally be a very thoughtful time capsule. It just isn't helpful to me right now. So maybe we just start heading home and we make a goal to go over to the other mushroom forest for hopes of increased lithium presence. Since I think we might have exhausted this area with what we can get as of right now. Uh-huh. Don't worry, I am above 200 meters now. Yeah, I don't see anything here. I'm just still looking, just in case, you know? We could get lucky. It's possible. Unlikely, but possible. Okay, let's go back up to the surface so that we don't drown and die a grim and horrible death. Then we'll start swimming home. Empty out our inventory, and then we'll try and go over to the other mushroom forest. Just in hopes that something is going to be slightly more viable. The long swim begins. There's a lot of swimming in this randomizer. It just does not like giving you vehicles. But again, we're getting closer. Every single time, we're getting closer to getting our vehicle. And even as soon as I get a prawn suit, it just opens up so much more that we can do. And then we can go back to the Aurora and double check a lot of stuff. Because we did actually get the code for the Neptune rocket. So we could start assembly on that and like making sure that we have the recipes required, you know, required for the Neptune rocket. What are you drinking? Oh, it's an iced tea. It's called Arizona from the US. It's a raspberry flavored iced tea. I love a good iced tea. It's not a good iced tea. It's just really cheap here in the States, and I like it. It's very sweet, which it does not need to be, but you know what? Ooh, reef back. Reef back at the surface of the water. Interesting. Okay. I love reefbacks. They're so cute. What a good organism. Okay, so we're almost home. That means that we can, again, dump our inventory. We'll go back over to, I think it's like over there, because that's crash zone, which means that that is east. That's east. So we need to go like that way, which we can do. I'm pretty sure I know where I'm going. I'm going to make it up if nothing else, and we're going to hope for the best. Oh, I know it. I got one who was black tea and honey. That seems like something Arizona would make. That seems like it would be a flavor. Oh, and I have a radio message. Oh, it's the sunbeam. Uh-huh. Thanks. Great. I'm sure it'll. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. We may or may not go see the sunbeam crash. I don't know if I've ever missed the sunbeam, but it's fine. We don't really need the sunbeam for anything. I've been to the gun island. I've already done the gun check. I don't think there's anything else I need from them. We know it's not like they're picking us up, so I think we just kind of continue on our merry way, and we let the sunbeam do what it needs to do, which is perish. So love that. Yeah, because grassy plateaus leads out into mushroom forest. We need to do the other one. My bad, it's green tea and honey. Nice. Excellent. I will check the Discord after stream. But yeah. Again, it's overly sweet, but I like it, so it's also nice because I drink a lot of tea, but it's way too warm here to drink hot tea right now, so iced tea is fantastic. It is quite warm where I am, and I do not like it. I'm very much like, I like spring. I don't like when it gets super hot outside. This is a big kelp forest. Creepvine forest, excuse me. But I love creepvine forests. I love kelp forests because kelp forests are my favorite earth ecosystem. I think they're the most fascinating and also the most complex, which obviously complex is kind of, how should we say it? Like a arbitrary metric, if we go with that. And I really like kelp forest ecology. I think it's very interesting. I think there's a lot going on, and I really like the examples of trophic cascades that come out of kelp forests. So they are my favorite ecosystem, and therefore, of course, I love the creepvine forests in Subnautica because they're the Subnautica equivalent of my most favorite ecosystem. So of course I like it. But yeah, I think they're so pretty. These days I'm working in a farm. Just imagine how warm it is when surrounded by pigs or goats. I also can't imagine that smells particularly great, honestly. I can't imagine that's particularly pleasant as a scent. I've been around pigs for other research that I've done. I did not enjoy it as much as I enjoy doing marine science. Okay, so this is dunes? No, this is it dunes? I think this is dunes. But this is the mushroom forest that we're trying to go to. So back over this way we go. Sorry, I didn't understand what phenomena happens in kelp forests. It's something called a trophic cascade, which is basically when you eliminate one part of a food web, it causes a cascading effect, hence trophic cascade, that can cause extremely detrimental effects to the rest of the ecosystem. So it's basically a way of measuring, again, I'm trying to think of how to explain this. It's a way of, ooh, purple pinecone. Cool. It's going to give me salt, but I'm not going to break it because, you know, those are rare. You can't even scan them. But purple pinecone, we found one. Hello, had to follow once I saw one of your videos on YouTube. Oh, welcome, friend. Welcome to the slightly more chaotic, less edited version of me. It is something, TM. But yeah, trophic cascades are basically... So the most classic example that's come out of kelp forests on trophic cascades is that... So kelp forests are very common along the west coast of the US and North America. And in the early 1800s, it was pretty common to hunt sea otters for their pelts because their pelts are super thick. They're very fluffy. You know, it makes a very desirable product to have a sea otter pelt. And so a ton of hunters were hunting these sea otters, but the sea otters themselves are a natural predator of purple urchins. So, you know, they go down, they bash open urchins with their shells or rocks, and then they eat the urchins and that kind of thing. So the sea otter is functioning as a population control for the urchin population. When you take out the top level predator, which is the sea otter in this case, that urchin population was allowed to rapidly expand because it didn't have the predators keeping it in check. So the urchin population exploded, and urchins will actually eat kelp. And so eventually it got to the point where the urchins were eating pretty much all of the kelp, and it formed something called a kelp barren, which is basically where there was supposed to be kelp, but there's no longer kelp. So the one act of taking out the sea otter, which is at the top of the food chain in this particular example, removed the entire ecosystem. And that's called a trophic cascade. Trophic meaning to eat, basically, and a cascade being the cascading effect. So, and that was first described by Robert Payne, an ecologist from the University of Washington in the 1980s. Science. Yeah, I hope that made sense, though. So I think kelp forests are particularly interesting because of the amount of ecosystem interactions that happen in them. And I just think they're really, really cool ecosystems. Also because my favorite species of shark, the leopard shark, which, I mean, to be fair, whale sharks are my favorite, but leopard sharks are my favorite too. But leopard sharks are from kelp forests, and I think they're so cute. I love leopard sharks. Yes, I did. Thanks. Excellent. Education. That's what I'm here for. To be fair, I do love teaching science. That's part of the reason I make YouTube videos, is because I feel like it makes science less intimidating if you're playing a video game to teach it. That's my philosophy. You can disagree with that as much as you want. But if people come away from my videos having learned one thing about an organism that they wouldn't have thought about before, I'm happy. Because I think there's so much in the natural world that is so incredibly fascinating. And for a lot of people, the ocean is very much out of sight, out of mind, and that's totally okay. I understand that. I don't spend much time thinking about kelp forests, or I don't like deserts, because deserts are kind of the antithesis of what I'm interested in. But I'm always happy to talk about marine science. The world needs a good marine educational game. Learn actual species and behaviors like this, but with real fish and creatures. That'd be really, really cool. But it'd be really, really hard to pull off in a good way, just because actual nature is so unbelievably complex. And no matter how much we know about it, it's really hard to accurately capture true species interaction, because it's pretty rare that no two interactions ever happen the same way twice. Which is part of what makes ecology as a science a little bit more convoluted, shall we say. I'm not going to say it's harder than any other kind of science, because I think that in itself is a misnomer. When you start comparing fields to each other, they're all difficult in different ways. But in ecology, we have a hard time doing like traditional experimental setups, because the instant you remove something from nature, you're not really testing nature anymore. if that makes sense. So for like the paper that I'm working on publishing right now, part of the issue with my analysis was the fact that as we were moving through the season and everything was changing, I was dealing with twice daily title changes. I was dealing with the daily changes. I was dealing with the tide cycle changes. I was dealing with, pretty much all of these factors that encompassed what the oysters that I was studying were experiencing and all of the nuances associated with that. So I really think it would be a really cool concept. I genuinely do. I think it would be incredibly difficult to pull off because nature itself is so unbelievably nuanced. And while I think there are some games that get kind of close to capturing that kind of interaction, I feel like it'd be really, really hard to get any kind of further detail, if that makes sense. And again, I say this as someone who is deeply passionate about both marine science and video games. I really do love video games. It's kind of why we're here. Ted's over there somewhere. I hear him. But yeah. The game that makes me learn the most about the ocean is Beyond Blue. I got it for free and loved it. Yeah, Beyond Blue is great. And that one was written using some of Blue Planet as the inspiration, the BBC series Blue Planet. So Beyond Blue is a great like mini educational series. I do think that it was a bit lackluster in terms of gameplay, which again, you are welcome to disagree with me on. That is my opinion. You are entitled to your own. I liked Beyond Blue because I love Blue Planet. I don't think it had too much that was novel to offer, personally. But I did really like Beyond Blue. And I played it multiple times. The first time I played it was actually on stream a while ago. And I've been meaning to record a full playthrough for YouTube, but that kind of video takes way longer to make than you would think it would. And I don't like it. I don't like editing, shockingly. I'm trying to be better at it, but still. Okay, lithium. We're here for lithium. I need to stop getting sidetracked. We're here for lithium. Yes, Chub Shark. I hear you in the background. You're fine. Yeah. Again, my personal favorite ocean video game is Abzu. I think, Subnautica is my favorite ocean video game, where it has like all of the mechanics that you want in a video game, if that makes sense. But Abzu is my favorite in terms of kind of mixed media video game interaction, because Abzu does a really cool job of showcasing that kind of interspecies interaction and that kind of thing in some novel environments, but it also is just beautiful. And I think it's missing a lot of that. I think Abzu brings a lot of the whimsy that other games that are set in marine settings miss, if that makes sense. Because I love the ocean, and Abzu is the only game that I've played, again, aside from Subnautica, but Subnautica is alien, so we're not counting it towards realistic ecosystems. Because believe me, the ecosystems in this game are not at all realistic. But Abzu has a way of just capturing the magic of marine ecosystems in a way that no other game really does. And that's why I love that game in particular so much. Again, I'm not going to say it's the most accurate from a long shot, but I do really, really love it. And I highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't played it. It's an experience. And I agree it was lackluster in terms of gameplay. I just like watching and following the fish and scanning every one of them. That's totally fair. That's totally fair. I forget, have you played Beyond Blue? Yes, that was what we were talking about just a moment ago. Is Beyond Blue, but I have indeed played it, and I intend to record it for YouTube at some point. No, how dare you not come to stream on time and then miss out on conversations that we were having? How dare you? No. Obviously it's fine, but yeah, we were talking about Beyond Blue, and that's how I got into Abzu, because I love Abzu. But Abzu is the game that's made by some of the people from Journey, and I just think it's so whimsical. I really do adore Abzu. Okay, we got caught on like the tiniest fragment of something and I couldn't see it, so it'll be fine. We're gonna be okay, but still. Give me my iced tea. You have O2 tank. I do indeed have O2 tank. I need to remember to start swapping those out, but we're already here, so I'm going to use them. I'm going to go all the way up. We've got 10 lithium, so we're close to being able to make the 3 glass that we need. I think copper is the next limiting factor, but copper will do when we're closer to home. We still got 25 minutes. I'm not sure if you've heard of South Scrimshaw, but it's a delightful one. I have not heard of that. I do not know what that is. I'm assuming it's another... it's a short visual novel about alien marine documentary. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm always looking for new marine games to play, because I do, again, shockingly, love marine environments and marine science, and anything that operates in that realm, shall we say. What happens in 25 minutes? The Sunbeam arrives. The ship that is going to rescue us from this planet. Definitely. They're definitely going to rescue us from this planet, and nothing will go wrong. And we're going to leave. It'll end the game. Definitely. Take my word for it. Just trust me, okay? Not much of a game, but it's free on Steam and features beautiful watercolor art of an alien ocean. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to add that to my list of just things to experience, if not to record, and make content TM out of. I'm always looking for new stuff in the ocean realm. Did you see what happens if you deactivate the thing you need to deactivate before the sunbeam arrives? Yeah, they just say that the debris field is too big. I'm aware of what happens if I do not get there, or if I do all of it. I've been playing this game for years, so I haven't been playing it for years, but I've been in the Subnautica world for years, so I know most of the strange interactions, which is pretty fun. I forgot the O2 tank. I did. It's gonna keep happening. It doesn't help that it's dark. We should probably just go home. I've got the lithium. I think I have enough lithium to do this now. So we may as well just go home. Look at that not rendered in texture on the reef back there. Yeah, let's just go home and try and get ourselves the glass that we need for survival knife. Maybe we'll go see the sunbeam. Just to say hi. It kind of depends on how fast we are. I remember when getting the sunbeam... I remember when the sunbeam getting beamed was the extent of the story for a while. Indeed, during their early access of Subnautica 1. It's so cool that we get to see the early access of Subnautica 2 now. And the experimental update that just came out a couple days ago. I haven't played the experimental update. I'm going to wait until it officially pushes to main branch to play the new update. But I'm really excited for it. Again, I absolutely adore Subnautica. Just as a franchise, I really, really love these games. And I think the biology in Subnautica 2 is by far the best that's been in any of these games. I've been working on my tier list for Below Zero for a while, because I know that that's been an anticipated TM video. But it's actually surprisingly hard to write, because I have a lot lower familiarity with Below Zero than I have with Subnautica 1 and even Subnautica 2, where I had fully played it multiple times and I had really encountered every organism in Subnautica 2 at that point. It's actually surprisingly hard to write for Below Zero. Wee, just swim over. I remember the terraforming and DNA transfusion tools. Terraforming. When you could just burrow straight down into the active lava zone. It worked. I started playing 2 again after watching a few people stream it. I got Sub 1 and Below Zero just a little bit ago when they're on sale. I love them. They are fantastic games. I know that a lot of people hate on Below Zero, and I can understand why they don't like it as much as they like this game. I maintain that Below Zero is an objectively good game. It just isn't as good as this one. And I think that's okay. Personally, Again, you are welcome to disagree with any of my opinions because they are mine. But I think Below Zero is a perfectly fine game. I agree that I don't think it's as good as Subnautica 1, but I think that's an incredibly high bar to meet. That being said, I do think Subnautica 2 is going to surpass this game. That's my personal opinion as of right now. And again, that could also change when we get more updates and that kind of stuff, and we'll have to see how it goes. But as of right now, I really think that Subnautica 2 is going to be the best game in the franchise. And I'm really hoping that it is, because I really like it. I would use the terraforming tool to build sandcastles for rock grubs. I love that. That's a good use for the terraforming tool. I like that use for it. Okay, now we just gotta empty out our inventory. Never mind, we can't empty out our inventory. I gotta try and get stuff into my inventory. So that's a lubricant. We need an acid mushroom. I know I have an acid mushroom somewhere. There we go. An acid mushroom. 4 copper, which I definitely have. And then 1 salt and 2 more lead. That's 1 lead. Cool. I have so much random stuff in my inventory. 1 more lead. Then I just need a salt, which I'm sure I have a salt somewhere. Right? If not, I can go get one. It's not like that's the end of the world. Do I seriously not have any salt? Okay, we'll go grab a piece of salt. That's fine. But we'll at least make 1 piece of glass. I should grab 3 salt while I'm out. Do I have room for that? I do. Just so I don't have to do this every single time. I prefer the story Below Zero, but I also think Sub 1 is better. And that's a totally fine opinion. Again, you're welcome to any and all opinions of your own. I personally prefer the story of Subnautica 1. I just think that, because I really like passive storytelling, I just prefer it. And therefore I prefer the way that Subnautica 1 is put together, with you doing all of the exploration and trying to uncover things, rather than Alan talking in your ear the whole time. So I personally prefer this game. There we go. There's salt. We got it. And then we can yoink back up to the surface. Like so. Below Zero's story used to be more interesting, but a writer left the studio, and due to some kind of IP law, they weren't allowed to use the story, so they had to rush a retold version. Yeah, that's what I've heard as well. And I don't think the story worked out as well, but you know, it's fine. I still think Below Zero is a very good game. I really do. Again, I prefer this one, but I do like Below Zero. It's not like I didn't like Below Zero. The sea monkeys really annoy me, but they're supposed to do that. That is their function. So I don't hate them for that, because that is what they were designed to do. The sea monkeys are annoying. Although they're less annoying when they start bringing you stuff, and then they're kind of cute, but then they hate you again, so you know. All right, glass. That's 1 piece of glass done out of the 3 that we need. Okay, so then we just put away some other stuff that I don't need. Like, where did all of this come from? Why do I have so much stuff? I need 4 copper. We'll replace that with this. I need 3 lead. Cool. Yeah. So put that away. I need a lubricant. Great. You love to see it. I need lithium. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then an acid mushroom, which I have in here again. Cool. All right. There you go. Randomized in this playthrough means the recipes are random. The recipes are random. The unlocks are random. So like if you scan, well, like the blueprints will show what they actually are, but the blueprints do not appear where they normally would. So like the modification station was where you would normally find beacon fragments in this particular seed, Or in this particular one, we were finding the bioreactor where you would typically find the scanner room. That kind of thing. So randomized in this one means recipes are random and the unlocks are random. Or at least like the way you get the unlocks, I should say. Again, it does actually show what you're scanning, which is very nice, but what else did I need? I need another copper. Done. I need 3 more lead. So much lead. Okay. Then I just need another lubricant. Do I have another lubricant ready to go? Yes, I do. Okay, thank goodness. Thank goodness. There we go. I think we're finally ready to make our knife. If only I could see it behind the sunbeam countdown. So I need a metal scrap. I need 3 hoverfish. I know I need a spinefish. I know I need 2 creepvine seed clusters. What do I need for this? What do I need for this? So metal salvage, I need a Reginald, which I have. I need a boomerang, which I have. I know that I have a Reginald in here somewhere. Where's the Reginald? That's a dried, or a cured Reginald, excuse me. There's a Reginald. Perfect. We've got our spinefish already. So what am I missing? Just metal salvage and 3 hoverfish. We can do this. We can do this. And then we finally have a knife, and then we finally have a prawn suit. We are so unbelievably close. I just gotta go get some hoverfish real fast, which involves running over the kelp forest, which is like over this way. Do we think we should go say hi to the sunbeam? Should we ignore the sunbeam? Very different world than this, but I wonder if you would enjoy Kerbal Space Program. It's possible. I haven't played Kerbal Space Program ever. I have been wanting to try it though, just because I feel like I don't believe in physics or its ability to hurt me. So I feel like Kerbal Space Program would go really, really well for me. Because the goal of that game is to get into space, right? And if physics isn't real, then I can just go straight up. Just saying. I feel like it would work. I do hope they end up making the map even bigger than the first game. Oh, agreed. Agreed. I really hope that Subnautica 2 is bigger. It's already more detailed. And I really like what they're doing with Subnautica 2. I really do. And I'm really excited to see where that game goes. Oh wait, I need a metal scrap from somewhere. I should have done that while I was back over in the creepvine forest. I should have done that. Oh well. I just need a piece of scrap metal. Okay, guys, I need a vote. Should we go say hi to the sunbeam, or should we let it just explode without saying hi? Because if we do want to see it, we should start heading over pretty soon. So do we want to see the sunbeam go up in flames? All right, all the way up. I vote yay fireworks. Okay. We can go see fireworks. Excellent. Then we'll make our knife and we'll start heading over there. Because it's going to take us a hot minute to swim. I'm starting to be very sleepy, so sorry if I stop talking. That's totally fine. Lurking is a very acceptable metric. I appreciate you being here regardless. Okay, survival knife. At long frickin' last. Uh-huh. Yep, that's great. But you know what I have? The ability to make a prawn suit now. So we have the knife. After, like, how many hours have we been in this world? Like, at least 4? Probably more than that. Probably closer to, like, 6. We finally have our survival knife. And it didn't come out of any of the time capsules that we opened. Oh yeah, I gotta read that message from the time capsule we found in the Mushroom Forest. I'll read that once we get over to the island. Sea Glide Bliss is also just so annoying. Playing this game without a sea glide or any kind of mobility, not good. I'm so excited for Prawn Suit. Prawn Suit is very slow, but at least it means that we don't have to go up and down for oxygen all the time. And that in itself is a big win. I'm very excited for that. So yeah, then we can probably we can just go start hitting Rex. We'll go do the Aurora really fast. Yeah, we'll do Aurora. We'll get more blueprints. We'll get started on the Neptune rocket. There we go. An island I've definitely never been to before. Wow. Definitely not when you look at where my life pod is. The first thing I did in this world was check the gun island. We can't deactivate it obviously because we had such a high bacterial load after scanning 2 seconds after being here, you know, but we made it. We're here. Thank goodness. And because I just left my home, I can perish to warp back home because I won't lose any of my inventory, which I might honestly do because I'm very lazy. So I might go say hi to Ted intentionally to warp back home. Just that I don't have to swim. Sorry, I don't remember. What are you very allergic to? Seaweed. I'm very allergic to seaweed. Which, yes, I'm aware is very ironic. I'm well aware of the irony. It is what it is. I just work here. Grav trap. Oh, I haven't unlocked grav trap. That's fine. Is there anything else down here that I can unlock while we're here? I've got a few minutes to spare. Another grav trap fragment. Cool. Nice. Anything else? Ted is like over there-ish somewhere. I don't see anything else. So you can't go to kelp forests and other ecosystems, right? I can go to them. It's mostly ingestion based. So I just have to be careful. Like if I wrap like a thing of kelp around. Oh my goodness, thank you, friend, for the gifted sub. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. But yeah, like if I wrap a frond of kelp around my arm or something, then I'll react to it. But it's not like being in proximity causes a reaction for me, which is thank goodness. Otherwise my life would be very hard. But yeah, it's mostly ingestion based. So I have to be careful when I'm around kelp, but it's not like immediate danger. It can be immediate danger if I go licking things, but usually you don't want to do that in science anyways. So it's not too much of a missed opportunity. Yeah, we're in floating islands. I'm just looking for like anything that we can scan fast, like any kind of blueprint or something. I gotta remember that I have my O2 tanks. If I get bit once, it's over. Bone shark will take me out here. See, I didn't know that rule. That's why they don't let me into the chemistry lab anymore. Ah, yes. See, if you were in geology, it would be totally fine. Because the geologists lick things all the time. Because they're weirdos. But usually in biology, you don't want to lick things unless it licks you first. If it licks you first, it's debatably okay. It really depends on what it is. It's true that generally a geologist won't go lick the rock. That is true. Like, obviously, it's a bit of an exaggeration that geologists lick rocks all the time. But it does happen. There are geologists who lick rocks. I need to find a geologist to ask if there are any other kinds of edible rock. Salt can't be the only one. I'm sure there are, but I would not know. That is so far beyond my realm of knowledge. Again, I'm an ecologist. Okay, let's read our time capsule message that we had from that other time capsule that we discovered. We can stand. Where does the beacon exactly point again? I don't remember. Where's the beacon? There it is. Okay. It's like right here. Perfect. We will wait right here. Wee. And we'll read our time capsule message. Because it's nighttime. I was writing that message before you make the joke. Yes. I'm just too fast. Okay, so hello, Wanderer. Don't be afraid to settle in intimidating biomes. They tend to harbor uncommon resources. For instance, the one in this picture is rich in the resource that I've packed the capsule with. Oh. Again, I like that we've gotten this trend of time capsules that are relatively helpful, you know, and that kind of thing. Getting started. They're very wholesome, right? Like they're trying to help out a new player, and I really like that. They're just useless to me. They're useless to me in particular right now. But I like the fact that that's where they went with their time capsule, you know? They were really trying their best. Okay, so in terms of progression, right, while we're waiting here, we know that we want to do prawn suit next. Grab traps are expensive. Not that I'm going to use them. We still haven't found Cyclops Bridge, so that's something to keep an eye out for. Thermal plant. Yeah, the time capsule is very cute. We like the time capsules. Advanced wearing kit is just vein nettle seeds. That's super easy in the safe shallows. This is what was the pain, was crafting silicon rubber. Because of the freaking eyes, and it also requires glass, because of course it does. What did we need to craft purple tablets again? Oh yeah, silicon rubber. Because why not? And we need 2 more of those, I think, to finish out the game. Then I need to do blue tablets, but we don't know what blue tablets require yet. Fingers crossed that they are easy. I would like them to be easy. What do we need for a multi-purpose room? That's not bad, but it's not happening. I'm not using 5 batteries to make a single room. Not when I could use a power cell and 5 peepers, which doesn't a power cell just require peepers in this randomizer as well? No, it requires a lot more than that. Okay, but why does everything require 5 batteries? It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's awesome. Everything's cool when you're part of a team. Why did I read seed there? Because I was reading seed and I said seed. Well, we could make polyaniline because we got that 1 reactor rod out of that time capsule. Tasty. Rouge cradle seed and hoopfish is actually pretty easy for synthetic fibers. Not that we need that for anything as of right now. Yeah, the high capacity 2 tank. We're not making titanium ingot. What do we need for titanium ingot? Just peepers. Wait, we could actually make reinforced diving suit now. That might actually be worth it. Does randomized imply you could theoretically only need 2 copper to build a Cyclops? Yes. That does in fact mean that. Theoretically, if we got extremely lucky, I could need like a single piece of titanium. Actually, I need a single piece of titanium to make the lightweight high capacity tank. That is the actual crafting recipe for this one. We got very lucky with these recipes. Thermal blade I'm probably not going to bother with, if we're being honest. Cyclops step 3 is annoying but doable. Cyclops depth is also, that's actually pretty doable. What does enamel glass need again? Enamel glass was easy, right? Yeah, that's just lead. I feel like that can work really well. Like we could just get Cyclops depth 1 and then we'll just go. What do I need for prawn suit depth? Have I unlocked prawn suit depth yet? Where would that be? Oh no, because we haven't unlocked the vehicle upgrade bay, so I wouldn't know yet. Because we need that first. Okay. And again, food and water aren't randomized, which is part of the reason we're in freedom, because it just doesn't matter. And it just takes away from the fun of exploring. At least in my opinion. You're welcome, again, to disagree with me, but I'm the one doing the randomizing, so deal with it. Flashlight? Yeah, that's why I did make a flashlight. Cool. Stasis rifle. I feel like I could make a stasis rifle. I feel like I could afford this recipe. A single peeper. I love the Lego movie. I watched it a lot when I was around. I love the Lego movie. It's so tongue-in-cheek, and I love it. Grappling arm is doable if we get eye stalk seed. Because I love the, if we're going to be using prawn suit, this is high-key worth it. Just to get around. But again, we still need the vehicle upgrade bay to even craft that. Where are you? Okay, we got a minute left. What else could we think about making? Was with the pigs too much today? I see them when I close my eyes. That means it's time for you to go to bed, my friend. That means it's time for bed. Blood oil. We got this one out of a time capsule as well, so I don't need the Cyclops repair module. Efficiency module is annoying, but it's fine. Yeah, I think we're good. Because copper wire was like absurdly annoying for no reason, right? Excuse me. Yeah, it was quartz. Here we go. The gun is activating. It's doing things. Sunbeam. It's firework time. Come on. Uh-huh.
Survivor, we see you. Man, I don't know how you held out down there.
Wee.
Atmosphere, and we're descending towards the landing site.
Uh-huh.
Is that a building down there?
Uh-huh. It's called Gun Island for a reason. There we go. There's the sunbeam. And survey says...
Change course. Set thrusters to full.
Yay, fireworks. Perfect timing for an eclipse. So dramatic. Wow. And then the eclipse was over. What good timing for the eclipse. Cool. Okay, anyways. Back to our exploration. Where's Ted? I want to get home quickly. And I'm feeling lazy, so... Where's Ted? That is a nuclear reactor fragment? Yes. More grav trap? Yeah, that's nuclear reactor. We've scanned nuclear reactor, right? Cave sulfur. Lame. There's a warper. I want Ted, though. I want to say hi to Ted. Ted is around here somewhere. I just understood something. The architects are using Lego technology to create their structure. It is very cubic. It is very cubic. I'm also very curious to see how the architect story plays into Subnautica 2, since we know that the architects were there at least at some point. I'm very curious to see how that works out. Ted, where are you? Ted's around here somewhere. I'm positive of it. Where's Ted? See, these guys are the actual heroes of this game. They all risked their lives to come and save us and died. We're not really the hero here. I agree with you. I think that the sunbeam acted very heroically. Unfortunately, the planet had other plans. But I do think they acted very selflessly. And as soon as they realized they were being, snide with some of their comments, they remedied it and they did their best to help. Unfortunately, it ended really badly, but they did try. So credit where credit is due. Where's Ted? I'm out here looking for him and I can't find Ted. I'm gonna swap out my tank because I'm not going back up. I'm too lazy for that. There's Ted. I see him. Ted spotted. Yeah. Out of curiosity. Sea glide. Wait a second. Ignore the fact that you can't see half of my screen because it's in the reeds right now. Light stick. Hey, Ted. Wait, did Ted just go after the warper? Oh, hey. Hey, look, it's Ted. I got the sea glide fragments after so incredibly long, though. Look at Ted. Look at him go. Any other time capsules while I'm here? I don't see any. Ted. Ted, I'm actively trying to get eaten, please. There we go. Thank you. There we go. And that's the fast way to get home. Let's go. I lost some belongings. Oh no. I lost a cave sulfur. Whatever am I gonna do? My cave sulfur. Who's to say we're not the hero? We didn't kill the Sunbeam's crew. That is fair. We didn't kill them. They just died of other causes. To be fair, which we also didn't enact. We didn't cause what happened to the Sunbeam. We were just also inadvertently here. Alright, where on earth is a vein nettle over there? Yep, it's prawn suit time. 2, 3, 4. Gotta very carefully not cut the acid mushroom and gas myself, because that would be bad. But I can also make a sea moth. We're doing it. Riley couldn't warn them because he's presumably mute on account of head injury. I like that analysis, that Riley is mute because of head injury. He has sustained quite a few head injuries in his time. 2. A 3. A 4. A 5. There we go. That is everything we need to make the prawn suit. Oh my goodness, that required way more seeds than I thought I did. That's fine. It's prawn suit time. Prawn suit time. I love prawn suit. All right. Here we go. Prawn suit. Feel a sense of limitless power. Uh-huh. Prawn suit, prawn suit, prawn suit. Of course it fell into the crevice. But it's fine, we did it. Is it possible that Riley became immune to Kara if he eats enough peepers? I don't think that's how that would work. I know that the peepers are carriers of enzyme 42. I don't think you could consume enough of them to make the enzyme active, considering the amount of it that was needed to absorb through your skin in the final sequence. But yeah, now we can go down to 900 meters. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to have a vehicle. It feels so nice. It feels so nice. I believe aggressive fauna will prioritize warpers to some extent. Oh, nice. Because they're annoying. Okay, I'm going to get rid of maybe a high-capacity O2 tank or two. I have extra lead. I know that lead is a valuable commodity to us, but also I need more storage space. So let's just go ahead and make ourselves 2 more lockers. Because I want them. There we go. And then we can put in these guys. And we'll also put in our habitat builder. And now we actually have, like, usable inventory. Thank goodness. Okay, so then we do 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. We like it. I could also... You know what? Let's go ahead and get ourselves a sea glide. Let's do it. Hoverfish, floater, and boomerangs. We can do that. No, I'm not trying to... I'm trying to pick up the boomerang. Cool. That worked. I didn't think that was going to work, but it did. Oh, I'm sorry. No, stop. Stop punching it. Pick up the boomerang. Stop punching it. We don't punch fish in this household. That poor boomerang. Just drifting up towards the sky. Stop punching the fish. Well, I have 2 out of the 5. I think I have 3 out of the 5 if we include this one in here. Whoopsies. Yeah, there's just one red random dead boomerang. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Hey you, sorry. My bad. I'm just trying to pick them up, okay? I'm not trying to, like... I'm not trying to make this worse. It's fine, okay? It's fine. No, don't punch it. Pick it up. And now it's trying to tell me how to cut creepvine with a knife since I haven't had a knife this entire time. Honestly valid. But yeah, we did it. He's the most built different man to ever swim the waters of 4546B. That is very true. Riley is supremely built different. Wait, I see an II. The rule is if I see an II, it has to go in the bag because otherwise I will never see another II that I need when I need it. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. Prawn suit. Prawn suit. He can simply flip it hard enough to do tricks underwater. He's that strong. See, that I would believe about Riley in particular, because Riley's just out here doing stuff that would kill most people. Riley is a particular specimen. I've accidentally obliterated so many magma rings trying to collect them without leaving my suit. Yeah. I would never do something like that. Never. I definitely didn't just punch a fish and then feel bad about it. Whee! I definitely have floaters, so I'm not gonna pick up another float. Sorry. Sorry. That's 2 fish hit and runs for this stream, and we've had the prawn suit for like 5 minutes. Excellent. Excellent. You don't do that, Allie. You ram them with the Cyclops at the sea moth. Exactly. See, the hit and runs, they have to happen, okay? It's a part of my brand. There we go. Sea glide at long frickin' last. Yeah. Okay, do we want to bring the prawn suit over to the Aurora, or do we just want to swim it? I honestly think swimming it might be more efficient in this particular case. If we just pull out the sea glide and we just go all the way over. Because now that we have the sea glide, right, we can go so much faster, and then we'll just go get the stuff, you know? Because the prawn suit isn't fast. I think we use sea glide for fast, we use the prawn suit for deep, until we get the grappling arm. When we get the grappling arm and maybe like the jump jet upgrade, then we can start really using the prawn suit, but for now, I think we do sea moth. Or sea glide, excuse me. I like the fact that you apologize to each one you kill. It's never intentional. Like the ones that I pick up with my hands, you know, I feel less bad about because I was gonna harvest their corpse for a use in some recipe that I needed. Speaking of which, let me unpin this one because it'll bother me. But the fish hit and runs were never intentional. You know, I feel bad when I run them over with my car, basically. They didn't need to die. I do hope they allow damage to at least small fish in Subnautica 2. There's nothing so uniquely Subnautica as feeling bad over the chemless fish smeared over your windshield in your travels. That I agree with. Like, I'm all for not killing the leviathans and that kind of stuff. But I do think there's a bit of charm in the fish hit and runs. And I say this as someone who has a pretty high fish and run counter. So the fact that I have a special animation saved, like in one of my Resolve projects, that is just the fish hit and run animation. You know, when the counter pops up, I have that saved as like its own little animation just in case. Whee! Well, let's go clear out the Aurora once and for all. And we'll get the Neptune rocket, because we're here. It feels so clunky to just clip through things you run into with the tadpole. Oh, absolutely. I agree with that. And I agree that I do think we need a better solution than just not being able to damage anything. I'm all for it. Whee! Now we go up and around. Despite the fact that it's given me so many propulsion cannon fragments, I have not made a propulsion cannon. Nor am I going to, because the propulsion cannon is kind of worthless in my opinion. Oh, come on, Riley. You can jump over that. I know that you've done a lot of swimming and a lot of cardio, but literally a single stair would be good for you. Whee! Alrighty. We go around town and through the fire and the flames. Excellent. I don't know why the randomizer likes putting pipes into the thing so much, but it really does like prioritizing pipes of all things, which I think is funny. Okay, and we've already been through here. I'm gonna do this my patented way of just running through here and then dropping down on this. Perfect. No notes. Allie, do you know the movie Waterworld? No. It is safe to assume that I know no movies and no popular media. It's a pretty safe assumption, sadly. That's just not my thing. I am not good at it. I don't watch a lot of media, actually. Somewhat weirdly, but I just work here, you know? Alright, laser cutter time. What do you have for me? Lubricant. Have I done the reactor core? I thought I'd done the reactor core, but did I? Again, I thought I had. Uh-huh. Apparently I did not, so it's good that we went here. And I get the Cyclops efficiency module, which is great, because that one was expensive to craft. Now I just gotta find all of these. How about the novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? That I do know. That I do know, because that is literature. And not like a TV show or something. But if you're asking me if I know a TV show, it's safe to assume the answer is no. A TV show or a movie. Again, it's safe to assume the answer is no. It's very rare. Okay, come on. And my knife is in 1. So I just gotta remember that my knife is in 1 for when I inevitably get one of the biters. One of these assholes. Get wrecked. Oh my goodness, there's so many of them. Okay. Can you cut it off, please? I was like spamming my knife. We're just doing some cleanup over here, apparently. Some cleanup in aisle 6. I think that's good. I think that's the first time I've heard Allie swear. Did I swear? I do swear a lot off stream. I just try really hard not to when I'm like making content. Did I swear? It's possible again. Sci-fi from before the 20th century is so interesting to me. I know, and I really like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It's a very interesting story. It's a post-apocalyptic novel about the movie about the world where it's covered by water except for some artificial island. The main character is a guy with gills. I just remember that one thinking about Riley. Oh, I've heard that referenced a lot in terms of Raft. But I've never seen it personally. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'll take it. That message is hidden because it also contains a swear word, but I can see it, so. We'll take it. I have a math problem with that book. A league is 3 miles. The Earth is 8,000 miles in diameter, so 20,000 leagues. Yeah, no. Again, it makes no sense. It's very much a novel, but still. True. Raft is much closer to Waterworld than Subnautica when I think about it. Yeah, I've just heard it in reference to it. Again, I haven't seen the movie, so I can make no good comparison. I see you. I knew you were coming. No more. There's one more, like, up top, right? Isn't there? There's one more breach somewhere. Come here, you loser. This is our graveyard that we made. Don't worry about it. Ow. Okay, wasn't there like one breach over here somewhere? No. Are those the sparks that I see? I see sparks in this direction. Stop it. Get some help. Where is this last breach? Oh, wait. I see it. I found it. Success. I love Jules Verne's. It is Jules Verne. Indeed. And it is a good novel. Okay. But there we go. Aurora. Yay. No more radiation. Oh, look, there's a fire extinguisher here. I don't think I ever knew that. For being honest, I don't think I knew that it was a thing. We can replace our air bladder with that right now. Because I'm not really going to use the air bladder inside the Aurora. And I do kind of want to get out of here. Without too much more damage. Okay, perfect. Allie, what would be the animal that resembles a reefback on Earth? There's not really a good comparison. I would say the closest you would really get is like an overgrown sea turtle, and that's really detrimental to the health of the turtle. But I feel like that's like kind of the closest you would get because they do have like an ecosystem growing on their back. Again, it's really bad for the turtle, but you can have turtles with like algae growth and barnacles and that kind of stuff. So I feel like that's about as close as we're gonna get. Thank goodness for medkit. PDA. PDA. Cool. Yes, we're integrating more PDA data. I will take that battery just in case we need it. This, wow, I wonder what will be in this crate right here. Yep, I'm not picking that up. How about manatees? I see them with algae on their back. Yeah, I suppose you could definitely argue a manatee as well. Again, I'm not saying it would be great for either organism, but I just think that turtles are more prone to have, because of their hard shell, they have like a better substrate for more kinds of things to adhere to. And that gives it like a feel that's closer to a reefback, you know? Versus the, like, a manatee is usually just algae. Uh-huh. That's great. I don't really need any of this, do I? I mean, I could take this upgrade right here. There we go. Storage module. Cool. I don't need the prawn suit fragments, though, because I already have the prawn suit. And I don't think there's anything else really in here for me. Like, we'll go all the way through, you know, just to be thorough and be confident in all of the stuff that we've done. Parkour. We love parkour until it messes up. But it's fine, because I have my fire extinguisher. Let me just blast some stuff real fast. Okay, and then I don't need any of the nutrient blocks or water, because, again, we're playing in freedom, because the food and water isn't randomized, so I don't really need to pick any of this up unless I see batteries. I will take batteries. But you know what I am going to take no matter what? Oh, yeah, I am. We'll take this, also just in case. Vending machine. I'm gonna go pass out on my bed while listening to stream. I'll really do it this time. Good day to you. Thanks for hanging out, friend. I appreciate it. Have a good rest. Can I open this? Oh, not while it's on fire. Ooh, what is that? That looks like something I want. It looks like an upgrade. Oh, another storage module. Cool. I didn't know you could get those out of crates, but apparently you can. I remember this part. The snippets from the crew in this are great. Oh, they really are. Again, there's a lot of really good passive storytelling in this game, which is part of why I love it so much. I do think that like some of the storytelling was a bit too heavy-handed for my tastes in Below Zero, but this game I really love. Okay, data downloads, codes and clues. Note to self, sweet offer is that one's cabin 1, so we have that one, and then captain's quarters is 3548. 3548. Let's go. Neptune rocket. Neptune rocket and the Aurora miniature, because of course. Basic double bed, because you know, we need it. For our lovely base that we are definitely making. Okay, and sweet offer is 6291. 6291. And these codes are randomized. So this wouldn't be the vanilla code if you went to go use it yourself right now in a normal world. We'll take Gorge. So we have Gorge, the Keep Calm Kitty poster, and the Aurora Mini. These are the 3 most important items from the Aurora. So we love them. Okay, now I just need to get out of here. I don't think there's anything else in this part of the ship that I need. Because this is all just like extra stuff. We'll take the battery. I'm not going to take the carry-alls. They're not very useful. So yeah, I think that's everything. I think we're good to go on the Aurora. I don't think there's anything else here that would be of any use to me. I think we can leave because there's no more blueprints to scan. It's all like PDAs and that kind of stuff, which isn't gonna help me at all. There's no like blueprints or data boxes or anything like that. So yeah, I think we're good to go. I think we are good to go. Let me go, actually, you know, let's go check the little underwater thingy. If we go wee and around here, isn't it this away? Yeah, through here. If we just check really fast, you know, just to make sure. And around this away and down here. Yeah, okay, that's just a PDA entry that doesn't really do anything for us, which is fine. I'm glad that we checked just for the sake of checking. Are you going to disable the radiation? I already did. I have already disabled the radiation. I love Gorge. Used to be able to stack the baseball caps on him in earlier versions. Oh, that's cute. Well, I took away his build collision at some point. Oh, I love little like building hacks like that, you know? Building hacks that aren't really useful for anything, but are still kind of cute. All right. Lab access. New PDA data. Hello, let me up. And then let me through. I don't think I can get through here because I don't have the prop cannon. But you know, I do know that this is a way out. Can I get out of here? Hui. Hui. I believe. Haha. Nope. Okay. Close but wrong. Okay, so we got to go back the way we came. Again, there's nothing in here for us. We could open the lab if we really wanted to, I guess. Data bank. Lab access. 9546. 9546. Very hard to do when you're bobbing up and down. Nutrient block, don't need that. Nutrient block, don't need that. Pipe, don't need that. Water bottle, don't need that. Yeah, okay, so this was a waste. This was a waste of time, but still, we did it. Because we're just that on top of things. Okay, so back out we go. Back out we go. Ow. Water. Or air. The opposite of water. And then through here. And I'll get rid of the fire extinguishers because we don't need those either. But yay, we have cleared the Aurora. All done. Let me out of here. Success. Looking at Riley's character model, it's very clear he skipped leg day. That's his lack of jumping ability. You know, that I would buy. Riley clearly does not have the most well-rounded physique, shall we say. He has a more specialized build. I'm not sure what it's specialized towards, but it is specialized, all right. Ow. Okay, let me just drop these bad boys, because I don't need them for anything else. We're done with everything fire-related. And we are officially done with the Aurora. His shoulders are like twice the width of his hips. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's not, again, the most well-rounded physique of all time. Wait, let me up. There we go. Parkour. Parkour. And we're out. There we go. Out of the Aurora we go. Whee! And then we just get to equip our Sea Glide once again in here. And we go on home. And then from here, I think we just need to start hitting up Rex and hoping for the best. Because now we can go deeper, which means that we can get to deeper Rex. And that obviously means that we can hopefully unlock the rest of the stuff that we need, like vehicle upgrade bay would be huge. And then we can just go straight down to active lava, or we can go down to the lava castle and go from there. I also want to see what we need to get started on the Neptune rocket platform, just because I think that'll be interesting to see. I have a feeling it's not going to be great, but you never know. You never know. Oh, my jaw has been so tight recently, and I feel like it's like clenching over here, and I don't like it. I don't like it when it does that. It hurts. Would not recommend. Don't do it. Alrighty. Man, it feels so nice to have any kind of movement upgrade. I don't care that it's just a Sea Glide. It's so nice to not be swimming at base speed everywhere. Sea Glide is so huge. Okay, let's quickly check what we need to make the base level of the Neptune rocket. Up we go. Cool. Neptune rocket. Interesting. Okay, so jelly shrimp spore. Actually, you know what we could do? Let's go do excuse me, let's go do jelly shrimp cave. Cause now we have prawn suit, which means that I can actually get in and out of it. Because I haven't been through Degassi base, have I? I don't think I have. Yeah, let's just empty out our inventory really fast into one of these lovely things that we've prepared for ourselves. I should probably swap out my batteries on my tools while we're here. This is a very important item that needs to go up. Perfect. That's what we like to see. We've got the storage upgrades. I should put one of those in the prawn suit, because why not? And then let's swap out batteries, because it's entirely possible that we're just going to need batteries as a crafting ingredient for something else. So just keep the dead batteries. And then, yeah, we'll empty out all that. And then we have a pretty clear inventory to work with. Here. What do you have to tell me?
This is
Life Pod 7.
Pod is structurally sound, but the fabricator's bust.
Okay.
Requesting assistance.
7 out. Can I put in 2 storage upgrades? Do they stack? I don't remember if they stack, but there's only one way to find out, right? So we have this much, and then if I put in another one, we have the same amount, so they don't stack. I'm going to keep one, just in case. Just in case something happens to our prawn suit. Not that anything will happen to our prawn suit, but you know, just in case. Thank you. Where I go punching fish. Okay, so if I go this away... That's actually... Okay, you know what? Kind of a weird shout, but let's actually just go to Life Pod 19, because it's marked here. I know that there's a high resource density or a high blueprint density around Life Pod 19. And now that we have a prawn suit, like, this should be fairly easy to get in and out of, right? And maybe we get lucky, it's vehicle upgrade bay. Oh, one moment. I'm receiving an important text that I have to respond to. I'll hold W while I respond. From my sibling. Wee. Yeah, I feel like LifePod 19 is a good place to go check in for blueprints. Oh, hello. I would love to get grappling arm, though. If we get grappling arm, we're basically unstoppable. And I know I have grappling arm, but I need the vehicle upgrade bay to really use it. So, as soon as I get that, let me at him. Let me at him. Unfortunately, it does still... The prawn suit is slow, but I don't have to worry about my oxygen at all. So, it's kind of a win. Like, not really, but kind of, right? And I can put all my extra inventory stuff in here. What if I find another time capsule, though? What if I find another one? I can just have all the time capsules just for me. Whee! Oh, yeah, because I also need to get ice stock seeds for something, don't I? And LifePod 19 is a good place to get ice stock seeds. So this is definitely worth doing regardless. Didn't I need these seeds for something too? Oh, that's just coral shell. Yeah, no, that's not what I thought it was. That's fine. That's fine. Where's the beacon I was heading towards? Where'd it go? Where'd LifePod 19 go? Huh? Aha, I found it. Okay, it was just hard to see against the bright light of my prawn suit. It's fine. All the way down. All the way down we go. Whee! It's so nice to not have to worry about depth. Like, even if I technically have to worry about it when we get out of the prawn suit, I don't really have to worry about it. Because, you know, it's not gonna do too much, especially with my high capacity O2 tank. Like, sure, it'll drain faster and that's annoying, but it's really not gonna, like, break my playthrough kind of thing. Sorry, fish. Okay, here we go. Up top. Then it should be down this hole, I'm pretty sure. Is how I get down to it, but there should also be... Have I been here? I have, because I broke that open. Wait a second. I'm just too on top of things, apparently. Because I definitely... Yep, that's me. Do I see the data box somewhere? Huh. I'm gonna leave the prawn suit up here, and we'll just go down manually. Uh-huh. That's fine. We'll pick up the PDA. Yeah, apparently I've been here already. Fascinating. Let me just make sure that we get the sample that we want. Hey friend, how's it going? So we do want these samples. Yeah, apparently I have already been here. The more you know. I'll take this ruby for posterity. Cool. So life pod 19 was not the answer, it turns out. That's okay. Because that's Cyclops hull again, isn't it? Yeah, that's Cyclops hull, which we already have. We just don't have bridge, weirdly. But again, if we get Cyclops, that'd be very nice. Okay, so where else could I go? Life pod 12 is an option. Again, I just kind of think I need to start hunting for a Rex. Oh, I did not mean to get out of my prawn suit. I also need to be mindful that power cells are not something I have super easy access to right now. So I got to be kind of careful about my power usage. Because it would suck to run out of battery power for my prawn suit while we are out exploring. Let me just slowly walk up this cliff. Nice. Okay. So what other wrecks could we go explore that might have answers for where we could get other blueprints that we need? That is the question. My nose is itchy. Time capsules? Time capsules for me? Reach back. My favorite guys. Okay, there are indeed reefs around here. Have I done the blood kelp trench wreck? I don't think I really can super effectively. Yeah, I don't think we're going down there without a jump jet upgrade or grappling arm or something, you know, that'll help me get back out again. Because that would suck. That would not be fun. But what other wrecks could I do while I am feasibly in the area? I'm picking my little brain right now. Hello. There you go. Just wasn't walking forward for some reason. If I go straight this way, surely nothing bad will happen, right? That puts us in lower dunes, I think. This is like all dunes until you get to... Yeah, it's more Cyclops hull. Until you get back to the mushroom forest. And we've already cleared the mushroom forest, so I feel like there's nothing there. This is more Cyclops hull. That's torpedo arm. We already have all of this unlocked. Rude. It missed, but still rude. Sorry, Gary Fish. Yeah, okay, so this is all dunes. I don't think there's anything here. I mean, I know there are a few wrecks in dunes, which we could start trying to hunt for. Oh, hey, Ted. I will just start punching these guys if they want to attack me, so be warned. Oh, here's a wreck. Perfect. Just the kind of thing I was looking for. All right, so we've got a data box. Fingers crossed for something decent. Wasn't that water filtration? It was something that I already had. Nice. Love that. Sea moth fragment. Poking through the wall. Give me a stalker tooth. Nice. How on earth do I get into this one? Did that give me glass? Wait, glass is kind of big. Because glass is very annoying to craft. Let me just put in some of the stuff that I want to keep. So everything. I think if I go in and around through here is how you get into this one. So nice to have some flashlight of some sort before we're doing this. Okay. Ultra high capacity tank. That's also a duplicate. We already have that. Water is useless. Laser cutter. Here we go. I just need vehicle upgrade bay. As soon as we get vehicle upgrade bay, I feel like we're cruising, you know? I feel like that's really the last limiting factor in preventing me from just going down to Lava Castle. I mean, obviously there's the possibility that there's something else kind of random that I need. This is just all thermal plant stuff, which is not at all helpful. My goodness, there's a lot of thermal plant fragments. That's a pipe. Cool. Okay, so this was a bust, but it's one more wreck to check off our list of potential places to check. So not this wreck. There's Ted. Ted's just living his best life, you know? We're at 66% battery. I will punch the warper. I will. Don't try me. Yeah, you can keep trying. I will punch you. All right, so we're back over to Mushroom Forest. That's great. I mean, that means Blood Kelp Zone is more that way. I'm just trying to think about Rex and like what I have and haven't done. Warper should always be punched. Oh, hi, Kyogre. I hate warpers. What do I need to make power cells again? Because again, I need a lot of power cells. I think to play the way that I want to play this right now. Oh, they're expensive. They're expensive. That's a lot of batteries. I mean, batteries are cheap because it's just like acid mushrooms, right? But still, I think I'm gonna need to make at least like, I want to have like a set of power cells on hand. Sorry, Peeper. Just in case. Oh, come on. Stop punching the metal salvage. Pick it up already. Because this just leads further out into the dunes. Oh, my inventory's full. That's fine. Is there anything else out this way? I don't really remember. Hey, Warper. Oh yeah, there's the crater right here. Which means that Ted should be somewhere. Oh. Rude. Frickin' Warper. I hate those guys. Okay. I hear Ted. So I know he's around here somewhere. Yeah, I don't see anything around here. Hey, Ted. I'm just looking for Rex. Because I feel like Rex are kind of our best bet for making real, tangible progress at this point. And again, I just want vehicle upgrade bay. As soon as we get vehicle upgrade bay, we're going to be cruising. But I need to find that. That's Crater Edge. How about we don't go there? I don't feel like saying hi to Phil at this particular moment, actually. I don't think Phil would have anything useful to tell me. Other than the fact that I could teleport back home by just waiting until we fell 8,000 meters down. By which time my prawn suit would explode because, you know, this prawn suit wasn't designed to go 8,000 meters down. Hey, Ted. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Get away from me, Ted. Get away from me, Ted. I'll punch you. Did that work? Okay. That worked. I wasn't expecting that, but you know what? I'll take a semi-pleasant interaction with Ted. Okay, I need to start heading back this way to get home, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna start heading in the general direction of home. Ooh, unless... a wreck? Oh look, Ted's above us somewhere. I can't see him, but he's around here. I saw a shadow. I can't believe I punched him out of the way, though. I didn't think that would work. I was just kind of punching him for the sake of punching him, not gonna lie. Which violence is never the answer, but also sometimes violence is the answer, if you know what I mean. Okay. Fingers crossed for anything useful in this particular wreck. Fire extinguisher in there. Cool. You'll love to see it. And I gotta remember I have my spare O2 tank on me, just in case. While we wait for the laser cutter. Ooh, Cyclops Bridge. Wait. Cyclops Bridge is big. And I only need 2 fragments. Wait, if I find 1 more fragment, we can get Cyclops Bridge. And that's the last Cyclops fragment we need. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, like, thanks for taking me out of the wreck, I guess, but rude. Whee. Okay, part 2, here we go. I didn't realize you could teleport me out of a wreck. Kinda rude. At least I didn't lose my 6% progress, you know, on this door. Since that was really important to me. We just gotta find the vehicle upgrade bay. That, or honestly, Cyclops would also work. But vehicle upgrade bay, because I need to get Mark II depth upgrade, don't I? So if I can find 1 more bridge fragment, we're legitimately good to go, I think. I just gotta pay attention, make sure I'm not missing anything. That's a PDA. I'm trying to go slow-ish. And just make sure that I'm not, like, not paying attention and missing a blueprint fragment. Because, again, if I get that vehicle upgrade bay fragment, or if I get that Cyclops Bridge fragment, we're golden. Cyclops would be so nice. Okay. Nothing here. I didn't see any fragments in this room or this room, so back out we go. I usually find the bridge fragments in the mushroom forest. That would be where you would find them in vanilla. Unfortunately, this is randomized, and therefore there is no telling where they will be. They can be anywhere and everywhere. Creature decoy is also useless. Great. Love to see it. Where's my repair tool? I don't think I need it for this yet, but still. Okay, so that was everything. Because, yeah, I've been through there. I've been through here. Yeah, I didn't see anything else in here. Okay, I was wondering why your blueprints were different. Yep. That's also why I need, like... Oh, hey. What? Did you just see that? Did I hallucinate that? It looked like Ted was right there. But yeah, that's also why, like, some of my crafting recipes require 5 peepers instead of the normal resources. It's because everything is random. And we're just full sending it and hoping for the best. Again, so far this hasn't been, like, an awful seed. I just need 1 more bridge fragment. If I can find that, then I think we're in a good place. Okay, so this puts me back at Mushroom Forest. I feel good about the wrecks that we've cleared. I'm just trying to think of, like, where on Earth could I feasibly find the frickin', whatchamacallit? Vehicle upgrade bay. Suppose we could try and do the Degassi bases. Stasis rifle we already have unlocked. I do need to make another power cell or two, though, because I really want to have extra power on hand just in case if we're really relying on our prawn suit. Because goodness knows the sea moth recipe is far too expensive. That recipe kind of sucks for the sea moth. It is, let's see, the ion battery and the green crystals are kind of killer. I mean, they're less killer now with the prawn suit, but still not great. Okay, I haven't seen anything else. I mean, obviously I'm in the wrong place for it right now. I've already been through the mushroom, like, tall wreck. The wreck that's on top of the shrooms. Wee. Bulb zone is... Ooh. This is not where I thought I was. I don't want to get stuck down there is the problem. Ghost weed. I don't think I need anything from that. I'm trying to think of wrecks that I haven't hit yet. Like, where's a good wreck that I could investigate and potentially find what I'm looking for? We could just head over to Life Pod 12. You know, do that. That's an option. Oh, excuse me. But vehicle upgrade bay is, like, primary objective right now. I also like Mushroom Forest because there are no threats. So I don't have to worry about being stupid and just going where I want to go. All right. There we go. Lifepod 12 is very far away. I think home, power cell, then Lifepod 12. I think that's the right order of events there. Oh, excuse me. All right. Home again, home again. Have I already cleared this wreck? I want to say I have. I almost certainly have. But just to be certain. Have I been in here? Does keep in mind these doors reset? Oh, I haven't. Wait. Because the doors that you can, like, open and close don't, like, reset when you reload a world. So them being closed doesn't mean anything. It's the laser doors. Because the laser doors stay open. But apparently I haven't been in this one, so... we could get supremely lucky. Propulsion arm. I don't know if I have this blueprint unlocked. Not that I'm going to use it for anything, but... 1 of 4. Cool. Mobile vehicle bay. A lot of mobile vehicle bay. Grav trap we already have. Okay, so there's nothing here. Bet. But we have now officially eliminated it from the list, so... we got that going for us. Another one done. Oh, excuse me. I want to say there's another Red Grasses wreck that we haven't fully cleared yet either, kind of in that vein. I just don't know exactly where it would be. Was it this one, maybe? It's worth checking. Because all it takes is that one data box, and then we're go time. Nope, this one is a scatter, and it's a not good scatter, because all it is a tube. Cool. I don't think there's anything else that way. Oh, I thought I was gonna make that. Oh well. Hello, Chub Shark. Okay, and I know that this leads down to Jelly Cave. I really do want to do Jelly Cave, but I also need a better way out of Jelly Cave. That's the problem. Because currently this lift forest is all well and good. I don't know if you can get a prawn suit out without modifications. And I don't want to lose my prawn suit. Not after I worked so hard to get it. Not that I can't make another one super easily. So maybe I should sacrifice it, but also I don't want to. And there are 4 grassy plateaus. Yeah, so let's go home. Let's just empty out our inventory. We'll try and make a power cell. And then from there, we can go ahead and continue our adventuring. Probably over towards Life Pod 12, which is that away. And then, yeah, we'll just keep exploring. Maybe we get lucky. Maybe we get the blueprint we want. Maybe we don't. It would be kind of rough to get out of there without the grappling arm. Exactly. And I don't have the vehicle upgrade bay to make grappling arm, which is part of why I want vehicle upgrade bay. Because as soon as I get that, I get the depth upgrades, and then I get the movement, and then we can just full send it all the way down, basically. Because upgrades are not progressive in the randomizer. Which basically means that as soon as we have one unlocked, we can just... Well, we can at least see what the other ones cost. And then from there, we can make the decision about whether or not it's possible. But I'm hoping that they are. Because again, I could feasibly get really lucky, and it could require like 2 copper to make the Depth Mark 3 or Depth Mark 2 for Prawn Suit. So, fingers crossed. We're hoping. Okay, so what do I need for power cell again? Power cell is that. So I need 5 batteries. Of course I do. We can swap out this one. I try and use the low batteries for crafting just because I have low batteries and I don't have the battery charger. So I may as well use the batteries that I'm not using. You know what I mean? And then I need a lubricant, which I have. And then I need... Did I need titanium? Oh, I needed scrap metal, which I also have. Cool. I need 2 copper, which I definitely have, and 5 gold. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 2 copper. Nice. 3 peepers, which I can absolutely get. That's a battery. We'll just sacrifice some full batteries. And I just need peepers. And peepers are easy. Come here. Get in the bag. There we go. Get in the bag. And you get in the bag. Perfect. That's a power cell. Power cell is great because it means that I can refuel part of my prawn suit, at the very least. Electronics power cell. We'll unpin that recipe for now. I really wish you could just like hover over it in like one of these menus and unpin it from here and not have to go back into here and unpin it. But oh well, it is fine. 32%, 32%. We shall keep you as reserve, just in case. Now we are at 66%. Excellent. Do I know how to make a power cell charger? Is that something I legitimately know how to do at this point? Blueprints. Interior modules. Power cell charger. I do not know how to make a power cell charger. Cool. That's what we love to see. Do I want to spend the time trying to get resources to make another power cell? And just, like, completely refuel my prawn suit? That could be a good idea. just to make sure that we don't run out when we're trying to do adventuring, because adventuring is fun. I mean, I definitely have the resources. It's just annoying. If I go 1, 2, then I need more peepers, but that's fine. Oh, that's another battery. 3. A lubricant. 2 copper. 2 gold. 3 gold. I need 2 scrap, which is fine. That's very doable. I have 1 right here. And I think I just need acid mushrooms to make more batteries. Which again, oh no, wherever will I get acid mushrooms? Yeah, it's just acid mushrooms. Okay. So batteries really aren't like a bottlenecking factor. It's just annoying. Cool. Now my inventory is full of acid mushrooms. Nice. I feel like that's a rite of passage for any Subnautica player. You know, the first time you play the game, you're like, oh, I need these acid mushrooms. They're useful. And then you collect all of them, and then you don't need nearly as many as you thought you did. Okay, so we have an extra battery now. Cool. And I just need 1 piece of scrap metal and 3 peepers. A peeper. A peeper. A peeper. And I just need a piece of scrap metal. For which I should be able to head in pretty much any direction and just find, hopefully. Hello, scrap metal. Hello, scrap metal. Perfect. Okay, then we'll have 2 power cells. We'll be good to go. We can just keep adventuring. I'll just keep the spare power cells in the prawn suit. We'll just keep them as emergency supply. And it'll be fine. We'll just keep adventuring. We'll just keep adventuring. It'll be great. Okay, electronics, power cell. Cool. Then empty out my inventory, or clear the pin of that. And we'll swap out this one. Cool, and our prawn suit is back at 100% functionality. Okay. Life pod 12, let's go. Adventuring time. Again, I can't wait until we get the grappling arm. Grappling arm, I think, is my favorite movement upgrade in all of Subnautica, just because it's a fun upgrade. You can full send it in, like, so many directions. It's a good time. I like that upgrade. Oh. Sorry. That poor peeper just got landed on. Whoops. I just Goomba stomped that peeper. My bad. I just Goomba stomped on that guy. That can't have been very healthy. Was it over here that there was a wreck that I hadn't been in yet? Maybe. I just want to kind of see. Oh. Let me out. Oh, was Life Pod 12 Yoki Kasar? Oh, it's that wreck. Actually, you know what? Plot twist. We're going over to this wreck first while I remember this wreck exists. Because I don't really care about Yoki Kasar, and we've already cleared that life pod. And then we'll just continue adventuring in that direction anyways. Big brain. Big brain. Because that'll take me over to Bulb Zone, I think. So, I think. Maybe. Honestly, I'm not really sure, but it's fine. So we go in here. And okay, I've already cleared this. Let me in, please. Thank you. Yeah, okay, I've already done this. I'm almost positive I've been through all of here. Yep, we got that. We got all this. Yeah. Okay, so we've definitely already cleared this. Great. Love it. Love to see it. I just remembered it was here. I wanted to make sure that we did what we were supposed to do. We did. We're on top of our game. Which is what we like to see. Out of curiosity, where does this take you? Oh, just out. Out in a different direction. That's fine. Prawn suit. That's more modification station with the frickin' tiger plant. I hate those guys. Okay. Over to Yoki Kasar we go. To continue the hunt for the Red October. AKA the vehicle upgrade bay. Eventually, one of these days we're going to find it. I believe in us. We also haven't found Moonpool yet either, though. So we also low-key need to find Moonpool. Alien vent. Let me just hop, skip, and a jump over that. And I'll keep tromping along the seafloor, as one does. Okay, but there's Bulb Zone. Bulb Zone does have a couple wrecks that we could verify, like that one right there. And again, maybe we get lucky. Oh, it's not Yoki Kasar. We're fine. It's not Yoki Kasar, because I already cleared Yoki Kasar's life pod thingy. I want to say it was like high capacity high capacity tank, I want to say is what it was. But still. There's a data box right there. We love to see it. Uh-huh. That was something we already had. You love to see it. You love to see it. That's thermal plant. Sea glide. I love when it hides sea glide in deep areas that are a pain to get to without a sea glide. How considerate and thoughtful of them. Anything down here? No. Cool laser door. Again, remember that I have my bonus O2 tank just to as my last minute escape route. Ampiel's electrocuting something outside. Just hear it go boom as it zaps things. Cool. And fingers crossed. Vehicle upgrade console. Let's go. So now I just need Moonpool. Once I get Moonpool, we are good to go. How do I get out of here again? It was this way. Aha. Okay, so I just need to find Moonpool for that to be useful. And as soon as we have that, we're in a pretty darn good shape, I think. But vehicle upgrade console is big. I want to see what resources it requires, just to be prepared, you know? Just to be ready for it. Hey, don't eat my prawn suit. I worked hard on this. It took me way longer than I would like to admit, okay? There we go. Data box is compass. Also, low-key kind of nice, not gonna lie. But, here we go. MPL eggs look so weird. Where on earth do we think the Moonpool fragments are? That's the question, though. As I feel like we've exhausted all of the relatively easy access biomes. It could be Craigfield, honestly. That might be worth investigating with our prawn suit. Because that wasn't really possible to explore without prawn suit, but prawn suit might make it doable. This zone is so pretty, except for the zappy eels. Indeed, I love the bulb zone. It's aesthetically very beautiful. I think bulb zone is interesting. I do think Subnautica is a very beautiful game in terms of its concepts and the way that it like organizes different marine ecosystems. I really like it in terms of that. I mean, there's a lot I really do like about this game, which is why I play it so much. But it is very beautiful. Okay, so let's go home. take a quick pit stop, and then what do I need for a compass? Out of curiosity, what does one need for a compass? I need 5 Gary fish. I can do that. What do I need for a vehicle upgrade console? Where would I find that here? I think that's actually pretty doable. What do I need for bleach? I don't know how to make bleach. Oh. Oh dear. I don't know how to make bleach. What do you... Because you get bleach normally when you get deep shroom, right? Or is that hydrochloric acid? Is it blood oil that you need? How do you get bleach? I don't remember. I mean, we still need Moonpool regardless. But yeah. I think... Okay, so here's the plan. We'll go check Cragfield today. And that'll probably be our stopping point for today. Because I do have to go do things this evening, unfortunately. So we'll check Cragfield. We'll try and get a good read on whether or not Moonpool is there. Tube coral and salt. Oh, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. We should try whacking some coral tubes and see if that unlocks the bleach recipe. Because it might not, because again, randomizer. But that does normally unlock bleach, I'm pretty sure. And if it does, because I've definitely picked up salt. So if I just whack a coral tube and we're back at home, maybe that'll give us what we need. Maybe. Fingers crossed. Also, fingers crossed that bleach is simple to make. I can grab the 5 Gary fish to make a compass though, which will make things easier just in terms of general navigation for getting around the map. But here we go. Home again, home again. Nice and safe. Yeah, I only have a little bit of titanium and lubricant on me. Okay, let's just test this. With some poor, unsuspecting coral tube and maybe a Gary fish or 5. Here, Gary fish. Please come get in my pocket so I can make a compass. And other totally normal sentences that you definitely expected today. Where are all the Gary fish? I'm not seeing any of them. Okay, but let's test this. That did not magically unlock the ability for me to craft bleach. Okay. Great. Gary fish. That's 1. I require more Gary fish. Hello, Gary fish. Gary fish? Where are all the Gary fish? They have to be around here somewhere, right? I've gotten 1 of 5. That's a shuttle bug. That's a shuttle bug. That's a shuttle bug. There's a Gary fish. Of course, it's right next to a crash fish. Well, that was fun. Okay, so I have 2 of 5 Gary fish that I need. Oh, did you have to... You came over to me. I do not feel the urge to pick up any of the crash fish cave sulfur because, frankly, I have easier ways to get it by scanning stuff. Any Gary fish. Thank you for play. Where did it go? It was just here. Where'd it go? Aha. Target acquired. That's 3. I need 2 more Gary fish. There's 1. There's 2. Okay. Perfect. We've actually found the Gary fish. We can now go home and make a compass. So we like that for us. It did not unlock the ability to make bleach. So we still need to figure out how to get bleach unlocked. So let's do compass. Again, just to make general navigation a little bit easier. Could make the stasis rifle with my single peeper. I'll swap out my current battery in my Sea Glide just because why not? Batteries are easy and I like having bonus batteries. Okay, so let's go. Well, actually, just to make sure. Just to make absolutely sure. Yeah, I currently do not know how to make bleach. Wonder if it's the other coral? It could be. That's easy enough to test. Here's the other coral. That did not do anything. Okay, well, it was a good experiment. It was a good experiment, a good thought. Now we have a sample of each for posterity. And there has to be some way to unlock bleach. But let's go over to Craigfield, which is behind, well, in front of the Aurora, technically. So, well, at the back, you know what I mean. At the part that you can't access normally. And let's go see if that's where a Moonpool fragment is hiding. If nothing else, it'll take us kind of over to Sparse Reef, Grand Reef area. And that might unlock other possibilities. So we're just going exploring right now. We're just going exploring. I feel bad about that peeper that I Goomba stomped. That one did not deserve... I did not expect to land on the peeper and for it to crush it. I didn't know that would deal damage, but apparently it does. So the more you know. I should collect a lot of peepers, and we should probably make the reinforced dive suit, which is why I need so many peepers, because titanium ingots are made out of 5 peepers, in case you didn't know. That's definitely vanilla. Okay, so that's how you get down to Jelly Cave. Again, I don't want to do that without grapple arm, because that would be... I could make a sacrificial prawn suit. We could just full send it like that. It's a viable option, not gonna lie. It is a viable option to make a sacrificial prawn suit. Because the prawn suit itself is so cheap to make. So if I just make one and then I turn off its beacon so I don't have to think about leaving it there. It's also a good way to get power cells now that I'm thinking about it. It's a little bit cheeky, but hey, if it works, right? I want to see the surface because I want to see where we are in relation to the Aurora, which is what I'm trying to get around to. As I want to get to the Craigfield, which looks like it's going to be more this way. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, if we go up, yeah, I'm seeing wreckage. That's good. Okay, I'm not breaking the surface apparently, but this looks correct, so we're going to go with it. And I'm just going to go exploring. And we'll see what we can find in terms of fragments. It might not be anything. That is something to consider. Can I open these from inside? Of course I can't. Ooh, titanium ingot. Cool. That saves 5 peepers. I don't need filtered water. I should probably throw that out. Ooh, time capsule. Time capsule, time capsule, time capsule. Cave sulfur, titanium. Ooh, thermal blade. That would have been nice earlier, but still, nickel and sulfur is really nice. That's actually a huge, like, later game time capsule. Some items to help you survive and craft advanced blueprints. This game is amazing. Take it slow and make sure you explore everything. And stay away from reapers. About that. That's cute, though. That's a great time capsule. Loading up old creative worlds from like 2017 is surreal. In one of them, I had a cloud of cuttlefish following me. It was terrifying. They're your guardians, you know? Those things have 10,000 HP. They're going to make sure you get out of there nice and safe. Hello, stalkers. Oh, hey, Ted. Ted? Ted, we can talk about this. Ted, we can talk about this. Ted? Thank you. Okay, well, that was fun. Let me just repair my prawn suit real fast. Let me just repair for no reason. We're fine. Everything's fine. If I just keep punching Ted, he'll eventually let go. It works. I was getting the most out of the console commands back then. Nice. Hey, it's a sandbox game. It's meant for you to have fun the way that you want to have fun. I won't be judging anyone for using console commands. My last playthrough, I put a laser cutter and repair tool with ion batteries in my time capsule. Oh, that's lovely. That's very helpful. What? Is that a beacon fragment? So it is. Okay. Cool. I almost have beacons unlocked. Although I got a beacon out of a time capsule, so that was also nice. I didn't know you could put beacons in time capsules, actually, but I suppose it wouldn't be perfectly logical that you could. Okay, I'm not seeing much in the way of nice blueprints or fragments that I could scan. I'm happy about what we're getting out of the boxes for the most part, and time capsule is great. I do not want to perish with what I got out of that time capsule, though. So I do have to play a little bit safe. Because that stuff was very nice. If I lose the prawn suit, it's kind of like whatever, but I don't want to die. Because it's in my inventory right now. But yeah, the ion batteries. Putting ion batteries in time capsules. I don't care about that. Is like an underrated way to help people, I think. Just because it's so useful. It doesn't matter what stage of the game you're at. Having more ion power is never a bad thing. I love how you can just hear Ted losing his little mind in the distance. But yeah, I don't think Craigfield has the answers that I seek, which is a little bit sad. Oh, storage upgrade. Oh my god. Oh my god, Ted. Ted? Ted, we talked about this. Ted? Ted? Ted, we talked about this. I'm not a fan of that. I didn't like that very much. That wasn't very kind. That wasn't very kind of you. I mean, I'm glad that I still have my repair tool and everything. Because, like, we're back to full health and it's objectively totally fine. But don't do that. That's rude. First aid kit. Cool. Titanium ingot. Also cool. Excellent. Oh, hey, Ted. I'm going this way. Don't mind me. Yeah. Can you not? Can you not? I'm just trying to go home. Uh-oh. Come on, we need to make it over to the sledge. Okay, thank goodness. Ah, Ted. What am I gonna do with you? It's fine. We made it through. We had some encounters with Ted. It doesn't appear that Craigfield had the answers, which is fine. So this way should be Grand Reef, then? Should be this direction? And I'm kind of wondering if that's maybe an option. It might not be. It's entirely possible that it is not. Oh, we got beacon, so you know there's something there, right? Okay. Well, at least I punched Ted a couple times today, so I feel better. I love Ted, but also I hate Ted. I feel like that's a perfectly normal relationship to have with Ted. Let me just use this real fast, and then we'll also just do this. Just make sure, you know. Better safe than sorry, right? Cool. And we continue onwards towards where I think Grand Reef is, and then from there, we can just eliminate whether or not Moonpool's an option. Sorry, Spadefish. But man, I would love to get Moonpool because we have the vehicle upgrade console now. If I could just get that online, it's done for. Then we're basically just set on doing the randomizer. Okay, is there anything down here? Anything down here? Any Moonpool fragments? I can't believe we haven't found a single Moonpool fragment. Or even, like, Cyclops Bridge fragment would be great if we could find another one of those. That also puts us pretty much in go mode. Yeah. It's all bone sharks. And it's turning nighttime. Which does make it easier to spot time capsules, just saying. We already have eye stalk seeds, so I'm not worried about that. Frickin' tiger plants. Hate those guys. I'm just looking for literally any kind of blueprint that we can scan. Because I feel like at this point, it's almost more abnormal that we haven't found Moonpool. Because Moonpool should theoretically be a relatively early game blueprint to find. Hi. And we just haven't found it. I'm kind of wondering if maybe it's in one of the other safe shallows biomes and just like one of the wrecks, you know, like that one wreck where you open the door. That's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. I know the wreck that I'm thinking of in my head that I still haven't found in this playthrough. It could be in one of those, maybe? I do not know. Rude. Had to go buy my prawn suit, didn't you? You had to go do it. I'm heading in kind of a straight line back home, just because, again, there's a chance that I just encounter a wreck and it has what we need, and then we're in go mode, you know? But there's also a chance that I don't encounter anything at all, and I can at least go dump out my inventory and get rid of the stuff that I want to keep. But yeah, we're more or less heading home right now. Can you stop biting my prawn suit? Oh no, we did go down to Degassi Base because it debated me with the Seamoth fragments that it said were Seamoth fragments. I remember that. We have definitely been down there, so that's not worth going back down into. Okay, that's good to keep in mind. That's good to keep in mind. Sorry, Shuttlebug. So that's another one that's off the list. So I think we just head home and regroup, and I'll do some research on where wrecks are so I can make sure that I've hit all of them. And then we'll try and find the moon pool later on. Indeed. And we just gotta tromp our way on home. I really want any kind of movement upgrade for the prawn suit now. I'm so glad that I have this thing, but still, I want more. Is this the one that I'm thinking of? This might be the wreck that I was thinking of. Wait, let's just check this while we're here. Because what are the chances, right? What are the chances I open this up and it has the moon pool fragments in here? There's a PDA. There's a scanner room fragment. Close but wrong. Cool. Glass I will also take. Nice. And then, yeah, we just need to repair this panel right here. Scanner room. Cyclops engine again. We already have engines. So that's worthless. Well, scanner room. Okay, we are 2/3 of the way to scanner room. But we cleared that wreck out, so that is another one done. But good to know. Good to know. I'm glad we got it while we were here. That was the wreck that I was thinking of in the shallows. It did not have what I'm seeking. Alrighty. So let us return home and regroup. Just gotta tromp my way over there real fast. Don't get stuck on the acid mushrooms. You're better than this. Sorry, bladderfish. Okay. There we go. We have officially made it home. You can tell by the partially constructed solar panels that are my beacon. But I think realistically, this is a good stopping point for today. We know what we need to do, which is find the moon pool. And then from there, we're pretty much set on making real, tangible, long-term progress. We just gotta find that singular upgrade that's preventing us from going further. So I'm gonna go make a checklist for myself offline, and we'll come back on Sunday and continue our randomizer and maybe even finish it out. Fingers crossed. So that'll be the plan. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, though. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you all again soon. But until then, have a great day.